Yo guys, and welcome back to my channel. I know you're probably thinking, yo nigga, where you been? Like, what happened to Let's Talk? What happened to the podcast you started? Why did you stop? All of those questions are being asked all the time. So I thought, let me jump on, let me address those questions, and also talk to you about what the future of this channel is and what I intend to do with it. So for anyone that's previously watched my channel or seen my videos, if you haven't, please click on the channel and watch all my previous podcasts. So when I first started this channel, it was called Let's Talk Podcast. And you're probably thinking, oh yeah, another podcast, another guy doing same thing that a million people are doing. But let me tell you when this started. So I started this around lockdown times in 2020. I can't exactly remember the month. And when I started, I was very inspired by Chucky Online's podcast. I think it's called HC. It used to be called Halfcast, but they've changed it to HC Pod. And obviously, prior to that, I'm someone that enjoys a really good conversation. I love speaking to different people, understanding their perspective, and also learning from them as well. So when I'm speaking to friends, family, I'm someone that really gets into the conversation, asks a lot of open questions. And I've often been told, yo, why don't you do something podcast related or TV show related, interview people, do all of the above. And it was an idea that was lingering in my head for a very long time, but obviously I didn't take action because I'm not someone that enjoys being in front of the camera. I wouldn't say not enjoys in front of being the camera, but that's probably the wrong word to use. But I'm not used to the cameras or being in front of camera, so I often prefer to be behind the camera and watch. So when lockdown came, I thought that was the best time to start. I mean, nobody was doing anything anyway. Like, I was at home, time off work, so I thought, why not just give this a go? So I got a friend of mine to go ahead and start it with me. So we've done the whole Zoom thing because of lockdown. Obviously, people couldn't go around to people's houses, and I was running with that theme for a while until it kind of all relaxed down. And then, yeah, my mate then used to come over to my living room. And obviously at the time, my family was all abroad, so it was just literally me at home. So yeah, my friend used to come around. We used to set up the mic and just do the podcast in the front room. And then, yeah, we just continued doing it for a while. And then I tried to get on a few guests here and there. One thing as I went on with podcast is it seems easy, like it seems very easy to do in terms of the whole setup, and all of that. But once you sort of get into it, it's about finding relevant topics, speaking about things people enjoy listening to, or conversations that will interest others, but also obviously interest you as well. You've got to talk about things that you enjoy, things that you want to do, and most importantly, getting used to the camera, like having to talk to a camera. It's different when you're talking to people real life and you've got someone that you can bounce off of, but when you've got just you and a camera, sometimes, in your own head you might think it's a bit awkward and whatnot. But then one thing I quickly ran into was how hard it is to get guests onto your show. Definitely trying to get high profile people, very hard, especially if you're a new channel. You're trying to get people on to build the buzz and everything else. And with regular people, you'll get the type of people where, if they don't know you, they're probably looking at it thinking, what value does that add to them? Especially if you're a new channel that's trying to create something. Unless you've got very close relationships and they're obviously more than happy to do it, that's different. But for the general person, they're probably thinking, what's in it for me? Like, it's just a one-way stream where you're going to benefit off the back of them. So I realized it was very hard, very tricky to get guests on. So often it's just me and my friend just obviously doing it together. And to be fair, I kind of got him into it. So I forced him to jump on with me to host a podcast with me, because I don't think that was really his thing. But he didn't really mind it, to be fair. Like, he's a good sport. He jumped on, helped me out. And then after that, I thought to myself, let me bring other people on board, to sort of create a team, create a unity where, I can work and, work with them and just grow the team out where I can speak to different people and whatnot. So I gave that a go. That completely backfired on me, because the people that I wanted to do it with we just all weren't on the same page, weren't agreeing on a lot of things. So in the space of 2 videos, that didn't work. So I had to sort of sack that all off and then reverse back to just working with my friend again. And then as time went on, kept on doing it. And then a few videos in, I sort of started to lose the motivation to do it, because I was, for one, I felt like I was running out of topics to talk about. And by then, obviously, lockdowns really eased, and then everyone was allowed back outside again. So I went out to go and enjoy my life and go see friends and do all of that. So I completely stopped the podcasting altogether. And then the years went on. So 2022 has spun round, and I was still out enjoying my life and living life to the fullest, working and everything else. And then about a year ago, I got married. And then, yeah, life really started to adult. I started to adult. No, that doesn't make any sense. I start to really get into my adult phase. So, changing jobs, getting married. Obviously, there's a lot to get used to, moving homes and all of that stuff that comes with it. And obviously, enjoying your marriage life as well was a key thing. So I took a long time out to spend a bit of time there, and just chill really and just enjoy life. Obviously gained a few pounds. Probably the last time you saw me, I was a lot slimmer. Now, I've gained that marriage weight and everything. So clearly you can tell I was enjoying life, doing my own thing, and just really on cruise control. But podcasting is something that's always been on the back of my head. Podcasting in general, and just being in front of the camera and content creating is something that I've always had in the back of my head and wanted to do for a very, very, very long time. So my plan was I wanted to firstly create a home office where I kept the whole podcasting set up with mics and all of the bits and bobs that would have taken me a while to do. But I thought to myself, why wait all the way then? Why not just make do with what you've got? I've got a camera, I've got lights, I've got microphones, and just start the podcasting again, but this time do it on my own. And obviously I want to create more amazing content like commentaries, talking about different things, but this time will be just me doing it, because and obviously as time goes on, if I can try bring on guests and get the channel to evolve and bring more people on board, but for the time being, obviously I want to do more one-to-one content, do different commentary on things that are happening, topics, and just talk about what I want to talk about and just waffle to you guys, to however many people that are watching. So that's the future of the channel. It's not really going to be called a podcast anymore. I mean, if you've noticed, I've changed the channel name as well, so it's no longer a podcast as you would call it. But obviously in between now and then I'll be dishing out content, and if there's guests to be invited on, I'll bring them on as well to have those conversations with them and bring content that's enjoyable to you guys. So please feel free to comment below what you want to see from me, what if you want to interview anyone or talk about anything in particular, or topics that you're all interested to want me to talk about, then yeah, let me know and I'll be more than happy to bring on to the channel. So please stay tuned, please keep an eye on this channel, and you can call this a comeback video. I'll obviously think of the title later on, but this is more of the return of Musti. So keep an eye on this channel. And one quick thing before I leave you guys is, I don't know how many of you watch football, but I'm a big Arsenal fan. And I feel like this is going to be the season. I know Arsenal fans always say this every season and every year, that, this is going to be our season, we're going to win it. But I can definitely see the momentum in this season. The way the players are playing and how the manager's being backed and our performances and the way we're able to come back from losses is going to be something magnificent for us. And I can really see Arsenal winning the league this year. Obviously, this time last year, we bottled it. We was on the top of the league. We were quite clear. We thought we've had this in the bag. And then towards the end, we've just took eye off the ball and, messed it all up for ourselves. But I realised with Arsenal, we do better when we're chasing, not being chased. I feel like when Arsenal is being chased at the top of the league, that's when we bottle it. But I think this time we're like, 2 points behind Liverpool, with roughly around the same goal difference. So I can see Liverpool bottling it towards the end and us catching up. The real contenders outside of us is obviously Man City, which was obviously got a very strong squad. But I feel like this time we're going to pip them and win the Premier League. I mean, I'm hearing a lot of Arsenal fans saying, the Champions League is a bit of a far stretch. I mean, I would have said we'd win the Champions League if we had a striker. And obviously we don't have we've got Jesus, but Jesus is not really bagging the goals for us. So I think until we sign a proper centre forward, I think Champions League for us will be out of the question. But the Premier League is definitely in reach. So if you guys want me to react to that sort of content as well, or commentate on some of that stuff, then let me know. But thank you all so much for tuning into this video. I hope you all have an amazing rest of the day or night whenever you're watching this. And yes, stay tuned for more content.